Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening, and good night, depending on wherever you are in the world. How is everyone today? We've got all of our usuals here. We've got Q and Katie and Nexus. We were visited by Void with an early read. What were you doing, Void? Oh my god, I'm stumbling all over my words today. I do apologize. I am kind of out of it today. TLDR, I had a migraine in the middle of the night last night, and sleep was a nightmare. And usually, like after a day of having a migraine, I am very out of it and disoriented. So I apologize. I'm going to be a little loopy today. I mean, I'm fine. Like, I don't want you guys worried or anything. It's just a headache. And it's just kind of left me a little discombobulated is all. Migraines are the worst. Actually, one of the first things that I saw today when I was checking my phone was a like short video, like a TikTok or whatever, of a guy seeing like a rainbow aura, and it just had the caption of like how to know that your day is about to immediately be ruined. It's like, oh man, I feel that. But yeah, how we all doing? Oh, I see we've got Sleepy here as well, and we've got Friendly. How you doing, Friendly? How's your week been? Worries anyway. I hope you recombobulate soon. Thank you. To answer the question of what I was streaming, I was playing Puzzle Depot. It just launched today. It is a box-pushing puzzle game. Oh, kind of like the old like Zelda puzzles and stuff? That sounds fun. That's very exciting. I'm glad that you had a good stream. I'm hoping that we can do the same ourselves. So last time we left off with this, we had just finished up Adam's texture for both his normal appearance and for his war appearance. Oops, that is the wrong material. So we've got his two different outfits. And I actually, really quick before we went live today, I slapped on the emissions map for his face and his halo. So now we can just get right into doing the rigging. And I'm not entirely decided on how I want to go about it. It's a lot of fun. Also, one of the devs popped in to vibe and chat, so that was really cool. Oh, cool! That's awesome. I'm terrified to death that one of these days I'm going to get a dev to show up in a game that I'm like really, really into, and I'm not going to know what to do.
Geminiadin can now hatch from their egg.
Thank you so much for the follow, Gemini. Welcome to the nest. Eggy. I had Darren Norris in my chat a long time ago and I died. Who is that? I'm having to Google this person. Oh, wait, shit, okay. That's a voice actor who I know many characters that he's played. Okay. Damn. That's awesome, Frosty. I scrumbled a little bit, but I was all right. Good. People just got home. Oh, I know how that feels. I will probably end up having to do the same myself whenever Mom gets home. I am currently on solo doggy duty, and so far she has been well behaved. She's not had the same high level energy that she's had, but she did have a round of the zoomies last night that were probably the most intense zoomies she's had in a very, very long time. What kind of dog? Good question. She's some kind of mutt. We know she's probably got pity in her, but that's about it. We don't know. We've never done any kind of DNA test or anything. I highly suspect she's got some boxer in her just based on how much she likes to punch me. Also, quick little shout out. I know today is going to be the launch day for Pyrospino, who is someone who has been a pretty big supporter of my channel. Let me go ahead and throw them a shout out here. So Pyro's going to be going live for the first time on their big debut today in about an hour. So if you haven't gone to check them out, please do. Give them a lot of support. This is their first time really getting into the streamer environment, and they've been hyping it up quite a bit, and I'd like for them to have a good experience, just like you guys did for me. To be honest, a lot of mutts have a little bit of bully in them. Love their doofy, silly faces. Honest to God, I couldn't do any other kind of dog at this point. That pity kind of face is just so expressive. She makes me laugh so much. I've never seen another dog that can emote the same way that she can. Oh, real quick, I did want to check where our hours are at, because I had every intention of doing a normal 5 to 11 stream today. However, because of just the way that I'm feeling, I might end early, and I want to know what our time frame minimum is here for me to be meeting our usual quota. Okay. So we went over by about 2 hours, so we could end 2 hours early if we want. I'll keep that in mind. Struggled to fall asleep last night until early in the morning because people wouldn't stop with the fireworks. Got like 2 to 3 hours worth of sleep before I got woken up to take my little sister to school. Had to grab envelopes for my mother and little sister's birthday cards to my dad. Dropped them off at home and then immediately had to go back out for an appointment that lasted 2 hours. Got on the bus to go home. Ended up calling my older sister to see if she could pick my little sister up from school, because I didn't know if I'd get back in time to pick her up. Fortunately managed to get there in time because my older sister was busy. Walked back home and had to stay awake to make sure someone was watching my little sister, and finally managed to pass out for another 3 hours at 6 p.m. Yes, that is a massive wall of text, and I'm sorry. That's alright, Q. It sounds like you've had a very busy day today. I hope that you can finally settle in and get some rest and just kind of vibe out with us today. So with that in mind, I guess we can just about get started on rigging this guy up anytime. So one thing, I've been debating how I want to go about our man's lower half. Love your model and setup, by the way. Thank you so much. Managed to get some rest, so I should be good to go for a few hours. You know you don't have to force yourself to stay up. Not for us anyway. Like, I know we're in a different time zone. So here, real quick, I'll jump over to a different model and show one example of something that I'm considering doing for Adam's lower half. Because with Adam, the struggle that I'm running into here is we never see his legs. We don't know what the fuck his lower parts look like, and I'm okay with that, but I want to make sure that we still have as much of the avatar animated as dynamically as possible. And one of the things that happens if you have an avatar that does not have legs is that all of the Go-Go Loco stuff just kind of is ineffective. So, instead of having it just kind of clip his lower half through the ground and do whatever, I don't know if I should go about having it have one singular bone that kind of controls everything and creates the illusion of movement, or if I should go about using a different method entirely and try to create almost like the way that people rig dresses and whatnot, so that it would kind of have a more natural flow when it hits things like a solid object like the floor. My ass is awkward, and if I've woken up, then I can't fall asleep for a few hours anyway. I get you there. Hi, Frag. How are you today? I'm doing pretty good, Kirk. Aside from a very unfortunate migraine in the middle of the night. It's left me quite groggy, but other than that, I'm doing good. How about you? All right, let me show you guys what I did for Smoon for his tutu, which is one idea that we can use for Adam. Give it a second to open up the file. There we are. So for Smoon, he actually has a bone that kind of dangles in the middle that is weighted to our tutu here. So we've got the weights that are tied mainly to the base of the tutu, but then we have this one that is tied to all of the outside edges. And what that allows us to do is kind of create a more natural twist and rotation to the entire thing while also conserving bones. So I don't have to have one bone on each one of these little flappy flappies here. I only need one bone in total to move the whole thing around. So that's an option that we can try to do. But I think I want to go a little more dynamic than that. I know that some people have rigged avatars to float around. Yeah, we're going to try and do something similar today. So sorry to hear that. That fucking sucks. Yeah, migraines are a pain in the butt. There he is! I was wondering when you were going to pop in today, Pyro. I've already let people know that you are going live for your first big debut today, and I'm looking forward to being able to pop in and say hello when you do. Could give him stumpy little journey legs. I want to avoid giving him legs as a whole. And my only reason for that is because I have seen one other Adam avatar that did include legs. And it just ended up being like little boots that stuck out from the bottom of him. And it was very funny, but it also ended up having a lot of problems when it came to the go-go stuff. Like he'd be fine, and then he would like sit, and then just randomly a pair of boots would just be floating in front of him. So one of my guests of honor. I appreciate that, Pyro. I don't really know what that means for what I'm supposed to be doing or anything, but I do very much appreciate the honor. Just been seeing so many people crash out at the GTA 6 delay today, and I'm like, calm the fuck down. I mean, they've waited this long. They can't handle a little longer? All right, let's go ahead and add our first piece of armature here. We're going to add a single bone. And we're going to set it to be in front of everything. And for now, I guess we'll keep it as the octahedral. We're just going to go ahead and name this hips. Oh, wait, hold on. Edit mode. Meaning that I got the idea from Monty right here in your stream sometime back, and I wanted to credit you and see Monty firsthand. I really am excited for it. Looking at the latest trailer for that Mega Dimension DLC, Pokemon Legends ZA, and what the fuck do you mean there's Pokemon above level 100? What the fuck? That's allowed? Posted a YouTube community post and people are like, rah! Alright, so I do have the screencast keys on, by the way, but you won't be able to see some of what I'm doing off to the side here where I am naming the bones and whatnot. If you are interested in seeing that stuff, just let me know and I can pull this menu out to where it is now so you can see a little better, but otherwise I normally just kind of keep that tucked to the side because it takes up a lot of space. It's the first time that's ever happened. And in the trailer, there's an Alolan Marowak that's like level 154. I think this is finally the mark of the downside of Pokemon. Like, this is where things are about to get so chaotic and so out of control that no one who is unfamiliar with the premise of Pokemon and already, like, the core principles of it will be able to enter in from this point forward. Not without, like, severe academic level training to understand what the fuck is going on. One thing I do gotta say is I'm amazed at how well you capture the style in 3D. A lot of Hazbin avatars give me a bit of uncanny vibes because the style just doesn't work. So fun fact friendly, the newest season of Hazbin, they've finally converted to being on model. So where all of us have been struggling to figure out how the ever-loving fuck to render these character designs that were explicitly made for 2D in some form of 3D representation, it's finally possible because they've officially got model sheets and they are now being animated on model as of season 2. And my heart is soaring. This season looks so fucking gorgeous because of it. As somebody who wanted to do that as a profession, holy shit, it makes me so happy. These are the first, like, solid, gorgeous-looking character model sheets that I've seen since, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the last thing that had any kind of character model sheets to begin with. Did they have them in the My Little Pony movie? Let me check. Doesn't look like it. They did have some pretty solid concept arts, but no actual model sheets. Not that were publicly released anyway. Gonna get going now. Some final adjustments to make, unless it's my ceiling fan and air vent. I'm shaking nervously. Don't be nervous, Pyro, you got this! Just have fun with it. Be yourself and have fun. That's all it is. I'm done with Nintendo. I never got a Switch, but I certainly ain't getting a Switch 2 because Pokemon is really the only property I have an attachment to. Fucking valid. I haven't even touched my Switch in years at this point. For a while, the only game I was bothering to play on it anymore was Stardew Valley, and then I ended up getting it for PC because it was on sale. And lo and behold, that's where the update for Stardew Valley is. It still hasn't been brought to Switch, so there's no reason for me to go back to playing it on Switch. Unfortunately, Nintendo's quality just has not been there at all for the last decade, just about. Also noticed something when I was rewatching the latest episodes of Hazbin Hotel. You can share, but try to keep it spoiler-free, because again, they're very new and unfortunately not very accessible for a lot of people right now. Well, hello, Boko. You've come to join us? Hi, buddy. You're so handsome. All right. Wow, that was actually alarmingly accurate to where I wanted that to be.
If you become lightheaded from thirst, feel free to pass out.
Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Q. Been lurking. You say Nintendo's quality has dipped, but I raise you 1 DK Bonanza. You know what? I will give you that. But purely because I haven't played it, and I honestly have not looked into it. I have heard good things about it, though. I think it's mostly just because I've never really been that big of a Donkey Kong fan. But that just means I'm not the target audience. Thank you for your opinion, Gladworks. Or Gadworks. Don't know why I threw an L in there. Love your overlay, and that Atom model is sick as fuck. Thank you! DM'd you what I noticed for your consideration first. Let's take a look. Okay, yeah, no, that is a little bit of a spoiler, but I did not notice that. I noticed that there was something on it, but I didn't bother to check it. That's really funny. It's freezing out here. Oh no, Sleepy! It has been getting colder, that's for sure. And hello, D-Cruz! Not the first to toss me the L. Oh! It sounds so much worse that way.
Gadworks can now hatch from their egg.
Thank you for the follow. All right, so one thing's for sure. We want to make sure that our chest and our spine and our hips are all roughly where we think they should be for Adam. And I want to reference an image that I actually found earlier today, because one of the things that I really like about Adam is how much of a bird he is. Posture check. Thank you, Q. And I do apologize, I'll probably be clearing my throat a lot today.
All of your files.
Thank you, baby. Getting the full package from Q. So here's the image in question. It is from the Gravity or a scene shortly before the scene from Gravity music video on YouTube. So no spoilers included with it. It is pretty much exactly what the entire music video is about. If you haven't seen it by now, that's on you, because that one's free on YouTube. Oh, wow. Thank you for the follow, Metalsaur.
Metalsaur can now hatch from their egg.
Sorry, I'm going to try and be muting for when I do have to loudly clear my throat. I am having a little bit of like sinus season stuff affecting me now, so it's just kind of gunk and icky and bleh, and you guys don't need to hear that. But yeah, so this is one of the images that I really wanted to kind of reference in how we're going to distribute his proportions. Because I just really like how he's just an orb. He just goes full bird, and I love it. So let's make his neck just a little bit longer than it maybe needs to be. I'm also going to be rigging his arms the same way that we did Dog Day, where they're not actually connected to anything. Same with his wings. They're literally just nubs at the end. It looks like... Oh, we have a positive thought from Q. There's currently a game on Steam that's currently on sale for the price of $0 called One Shift, which by the looks of things is a puzzle game. Good to know. It's such a hard decision because so much of his belly is in this area. But we're going to want to reserve a lot of this lower portion to just kind of be able to plume out and do whatever skirt-esque shapes do. I kind of wish I had had the forethought to give him a belly to jiggle. Also a game on the Epic Games Store that's free at the moment called Felix the Reaper. Trying to decide if that's going to be enough movement. Go ahead and grab his arms. Oh, right. Okay, hold on. I forgot I wanted to add a fizz bone under his sleeves to make it dangle. So that's going to be a little tricky, actually. Hold on. I think that'll still work. Abridged Alistair upon seeing Adam, who gave this fat-ass bird a pair of hands. He really is just a big chickum. I crave violence. How is that different from any other day, foe? All right. So, as some of you who have been around and watched me do rigging before, you might remember that we have to name everything as we go. And as we do, we're going to name everything with an L to represent that this is the left side of the character. And this is what's going to tell the entire program how to symmetrize the armature after we've set up one side of it so that it can duplicate it and put it on the other side for us. L for le right. No, it's L for the character's left. So while this is our right, it is Adam's left. We have to kind of go by his perspective. And I'm just realizing I forgot to have a shoulder bone. Oopsie. There we go. What I said, le right. Finally got that blue out of my system. I can't tell if this is just because I've had this migraine and I'm a little out of it today, but I feel like several of you are speaking in riddles today, and I'm just not able to understand. All right, so this is our shoulder, L, upper arm, L, lower arm, L. Oh, wow. We have been blessed. Our Lord and Savior, Parka Fogore, has blessed our stream today. Honor of Sparky. Chi 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 wappai, boing boing. Chi 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 wappai, boing boing. Hey, come on! Moge, 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 moge. Chi chi wo moge. Moge! Thank you so much, Sparky. He is finally working today. I don't know what was going on the other day. That's the first time that Parko's been the one not to work. You need me on the fairway. You need me for luck. But if you have me, you're well and truly fucked. What am I? I am not even going to try with that today, Q. Y'all can have fun with that, chat. The riddles are not for me. It's already going to take all of my brain cells just to figure out how the hell to do Blender work today. Wait a minute. Oh my god. Y'all, my brain is so fucking fried. No. Brain just is not keeping up with me, man. It's one of those things where, like, you feel drunk, but... Whoa. Why? Why did I give Adam too many joints? I seriously have gone this far into the project and not realized that I gave Adam too many joints on every finger. And it's taken until today, post-migraine, for me to notice. We might switch gears. We might just not do this today. Why would I do that? How did I not catch that until now? Let me see how easily I can dissolve it and... Ah! Hello, welcome!
Selfish Kaiju has raided the channel with 2 eggs.
It's so good to see you, Selfish. How was your stream? We are definitely taking a lazy day ourselves.
If you become lightheaded from thirst, feel free to pass out.
Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I am currently working on setting up the rig for the Adam from Hazbin Hotel avatar that we've been building on stream for the last few weeks, months. I don't know how long it's been. But it's taken me until today, while we're doing the rig, to realize that I have too many joints in the fingers. And I unfortunately have had a migraine within the last 24 hours, so my brain is not at 100% right now. But hey, that just makes it a fun new challenge, huh? how the sprites are animated. That would be a stream avatars feature. Unfortunately, I don't have the artist credit for who made the dinosaur sprites right off the top of my head, but it is credited in the stream avatars workshop. And the creator did an absolutely fantastic job on them. Popple, why are you stuck on my tablet? Hold on, buddy. Come here. Yeah? Here you go. You good? Everybody's coming over to check on you. Can you take a couple steps? Okay, we're good. Oops. Trying to grab all of our eggs again. There we are. It kind of feels like his fingers are too long now. Ah, well. I hope that my defeat of humor when it comes to working with Blender and all that doesn't come off to anyone like I am actually sincerely upset or anything. It is just a way of coping with this brand of art. Anyone who knows anything about doing any kind of 3D modeling knows that unfortunately there's just a lot of backtracking. There's a lot of, oh no, what happened here? And a lot of, oh dear, when did that happen? I guess I should fix that now. Oh, okay, Bo. Sorry, my cat just jumped off the bed and made a very loud thump. Startled me. Is it perfect? No. Does it need to be? Also no. Can't wait to watch Prehistoric Planet 3. Those are some movies I've been meaning to go back and watch for a while now. There was an old one that I used to love. It was something about, it was like those prehistoric Walking with Dinosaurs kind of mockumentaries, but it was about an alien planet and how life evolved on it and how different it was from Earth. Alien Planet, yeah! I remember really liking that one when I was a kid. I love speculative evolution stuff. Also love The Future is Wild. Yeah! There's a book series out there that I really like. I only know of one of them. It's called All Yesterdays. And I know that there's one that's also about the future. But All Yesterdays is a speculative look at evolution and how we've interpreted prehistoric fossils and whatnot. Kind of trying to compare that thought process to current animals, and if we were to find their bones and what we would assume that they would look like today without any information about them. It goes over different animals like cats, and it envisions them as more reptilian-like. I remember the hippopotamus was another really cool one. It kind of ended up looking more tiger-like than a hippo because in this world where we don't have any actual fossil record of the fatty deposits and whatnot, its skull is all we would have, and that thing looked horrifying. Stuff like that is so cool. One of my favorite prehistoric creatures is Andrewsarchus, and its relation to hippos and whales. Let me look that one up real quick. Oh, neat! It's like a big were-boar hippo. That's pretty crazy. I would hate to be bit by something like that. I do have one small question here. I don't know if we put the tip of this finger to the tip of Adam's finger, if that's going to cause weird animation issues. Well, I guess we'll rig it like this and play it by ear. It has the title of the largest terrestrial carnivorous mammal, tied with the short-faced cave bear from South America. Wow! That's really cool. I love when you guys come in here with cool animal facts. I think that's something that like all neurodivergent people can agree on, is that animal facts are cool. Also have one for an OC. Nice! If you have any art of them that you would like to share, you're more than welcome to put that in a Discord. I saw that you had already hopped on and joined on your own volition, so I won't bother with the spiel on teaching you how. I was so confused for a second there. His big-ass wings got in the way. I really hope these hands aren't going to look weird in the end. Oh, cool! I love the way they designed it as an anthro. And thank you so much for including the artist's contact with that. What about the ancestors to the whale? Because whales evolved to live on land, decided, you know what, this sucks, and evolved to go live in the water again. The ultimate act of rebellion. Whales have such unique and interesting biology. Whales and, seals. Amblocetus was one that transitioned to water. Hi, Sassy. Hope you're doing good today. Also, just letting you guys know, our ads are going to start playing in about a minute. And to those of you who are new or unfamiliar, our ads will play for 3 minutes once every hour so that we can have the rest of the hour uninterrupted.
If you become lightheaded from thirst, feel free to pass out.
Thank you for the hydrate cue. All right, and our ads should be going off any second now. I have a very sneaking suspicion that Adam's hands are not going to want to be cooperative on VRChat's animator. And I have no one to blame but myself. Here's hoping I don't get the same ad 6 times in a row again. Fingers crossed. Alright, so we're naming all of these fingers after their appropriate names. And again, the names matter both for the symmetrization of the model and for when we port it over to Unity, so that Unity can try to auto-predict what bones are where. And we want to make sure that all of our fingies are attached to the palm. I have a feeling we're going to have to repose the thumb, because the animator is probably not going to like that it is going downwards and not flat out. I think I'm going to go ahead and put a bone for his eyebrows. Just so it'll be easier to lift them up and down and whatnot. It'll probably end up getting deleted. Alright, now we are going to need some legs in here. Oh my god, so I'm actually getting the same ad 6 times in a row again. Couldn't care less about some company that makes protein bars and other protein-based supplements. I'm so sorry, Q. So just to make this compatible with full body tracking, we want to make sure that our hip bone is in almost exact alignment with our leg bone. We want the hip bone to be just slightly higher. And that is purely because of VRChat's animator. We also want to add a slight bend to the knee. And these will be invisible legs. They are not actually going to have any information tied to them. I'm going to scoot the entire pelvis back a little bit, though. Actually, I kind of feel like it almost needs to go more forward. I've gotten that ad 12 times this stream, and there's only been 2 sets of ads so far. Goodness. What? Did something just happen? We just got a weird pop-up from Twitch saying something about a sub goal, but I don't know why, because we didn't get any new subs or anything. Does anyone have a favorite creature from the Jurassic Park franchise here? Dilophosaur or Indoraptor? I don't know. I'm pretty fond of both Bumpy and Toro, just because they were some named dinos and we got to have a story with them. It was more story than Blue ever got, that's for sure. Upper leg L. Lower leg L. Foot L. Toe L. Mine are between Tylosaurus and Troodon from the game. Jurassic Park had a lot of good games. All right. Now, I also want to put his halo on its own fizzbone. So we're going to just attach this one to the top of the head. So this one I will name Halo Fizzbone. And this one we will name Halo. So my goal for that is I want the halo to be able to like kind of wib wobble a little bit as he moves around and to be grabbable. So we're setting it up just like we did for Doey's hat. Actually, let's go ahead and put it in the center of the halo ring itself. All right. Let's get our fizzbone in our wrist here before I forget it. Speaking of games, the Carnivore Dinosaur Hunter series was great too. I've been doing a lot of different, just kind of dinosaur idle survival games. I can thank Locke for that. He's had me get into things like Path of Titans and Beasts of Bermuda. I don't really remember anything from Jurassic Park, so I couldn't really answer the question. My source of dinosaur media was the animated show called Dinosaur King. I love Dinosaur King, and I love Path of Titans. I need to play Beasts of Bermuda more. Love playing as marine animals, or marine reptiles, and/or creatures. Yeah, it's been a really nice time playing it. We've only really been playing it casually. I'm trying to think of the best placement to have this bone. I'm thinking that's probably gonna be it. Let's lower it just a bit, though, because I want the weight to be below our arm. It's going to be a little tricky how we do this, but I'm all for learning new things. If you ask me what my favorite reptilian creature is, real or fiction, I would answer the Rathalos. And that is a solid answer. It makes me so sad that I'm just not coordinated enough to really play Monster Hunter games, because I'm in the same boat. I feel like I would really, really like all of the different creatures. But I am so bad when it comes to combo-based games. Alright, let's name this one Sleeve Fizzbone L. And let's go ahead and save a copy of this too, because we are starting the armature finally. Maybe Monster Hunter Stories would be more up your alley then? Probably. I've heard good about that one, and that one I think is the one that people have mostly recommended to me. Alright, now, really debating how I want to break up these wings. Normally we would only need 2 bones in this area, but I'm thinking we should split it into 3. Oops. this is my first time rigging wings like this from scratch. So this is also quite the trial and error for me. What the fuck? I have an idea of what I want to do with it, but I'm not entirely sure how to go about executing it. Already start to see some problem, though. I know I personally prefer it over the normal Monster Hunter games, at least in terms of art style. Always fascinated seeing the rigging process for a new model. Yeah, so this one's, I'm really excited to see what we're going to end up doing with this one, because I've been wanting to do wings like this for a really long time, and I've had a lot of ideas on how I want to go about doing it. So I might end up having to re-rig them a couple times. But that's kind of the fun in it. Getting to learn something new and what does and what doesn't work. Thinking we should have 1, 2, 3, 4 bones going down this side. Whoops, hold on real quick. I want to make sure I don't forget to check in on Pyro and see how things are going. So once again, shout out to Pyro, who is live now for their first time big debut. Let's go over and say hi to them real quick. Actually, let me real quick go to the away screen just so I'm not really missing out on anything, and neither are you guys. I will be right back. Oh, wow. Oh, dear. We return, except I don't. Apparently my avatar has stopped working. Uno momento, por favor. Here we are. Flying? Yeah, we're back. That was really cool to see. Pyro's got a really, really amazing setup. And I'm hoping that streaming goes well for them. Again, I'm very sorry if I don't sound like my usual self. I'm just very, very run down from that headache. Debating if I need to go a little higher with that, but what I think I'm going to do, I don't know. Still figuring it out. Sorry. Can't stay in chats for too long because Ultra EP has activated. So y'all have a nice day and take care. See ya. Good night, Sleepy. I am honest to God not far behind you myself. I am feeling very eepy. Which is why I'm definitely leaning closer towards our ending stream earlier than our usual time idea. Still gonna see how far we can go. What? Big stretch.
Did you remember to save?
Thank you very much.
All of your files?
And we should save. It's been a little bit. Oh, poo. I did the opposite of what I wanted to do. That's all. I'm gonna go for real now. Good night, Sleepy. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Either 2 or 3 more bones down this part here. Not sure if I should be hugging the outer edge still. Probably. Ah, where? Oh my god, stop doing it in reverse. I really want these to have a lot of floatiness to them. And I want them to drag on the ground. Because the way he likes to tuck them underneath of himself and against his body, I want them to like drape against the floor and drag. The hard part is I just don't want to do these animations in Unity because Unity is such a pain in the ass to animate things in. God damn it. I hate when I hit the wrong button. really not sure how all of this is going to work out. We will see. I think we're getting closer. Because we can parent this one to here. And parent these to here. I don't know if we should put one more in here. Because it would really depend on how much flexibility we get in there. Let's see how it stretches. I'm thinking... Because my big concern is if you guys are connected... Yeah, okay, that should work. It's all theoretical, but we shall see. It's all going to depend a lot on the weight painting as well. Don't think I'm going to nap just yet. I just got an idea for a drawing. Oh no, that'll keep you up. All right, let's name all of these. And let's put a fizzbone root at the back of the chest here. So this is going to be our anchor point for the wings. Wing, fizzbone, root. And so our fizzbones for our wings will connect to that. And that will connect to our chest. And this way we can put a script just on here to make all of the wings a little bit floppy. And not have to use a script for every single part of it. Will that potentially cause a problem later on? Possibly. We will cross that bridge when we get to it, though. So, wing... Lower wing 1L. Lower wing 2L. Mid wing 1L. Actually, we just need mid wing. Wing bing 1L. Wing bing 2L. So my alternative thought is we can put a Fizzbone script on just this one. And that will let all of these guys down here be dangly, but this would all remain solid. And I should name these Wingfing A. Okay, and then Wingfing B1L. Wingfing B2L. Wingfing 3. Oh, B3L. Wingfing C1L. Wingfing C2L. All right. A pair of soul-bound machines. One soul that's been extracted and put into two different machines to work as a pair. Feels like something that'd be very co-oriented if it came to combat, like a pair of mechanical guards. One of the machines could work in close range and the other could be more effective at a distance. That's a really cool idea. And totally one that I could see the Sun and Moon community adopting. All right, let's select every bone, and we are going to symmetrize. Bada bing, bada boom, everything is symmetrical. And that being said, I think we should now make the kind of skirt bones. This is going to be an entirely separate thing. So we shall start. Ain't really got much on the inside of you to work with here, huh? That's okay. I think we should probably turn the bones into sticks at this point. Makes it a lot easier. We are going to do this for every single one of his little spikes. Oh, wow.
Ember ashes can now hatch from their egg.
Thank you so much for the follow, Ember Ashes. Wave, wave. It's the same Ember from the movie nights. Oh, okay. Good to see you again. I hope that you had an awesome Halloween. All right, so our idea behind this is we want to kind of create fizzbones that will create a pseudo-gravity. And that when he, like, if he were to squat, for example, it would cause all of these to flare out and kind of poof out like an actual dress would. But to do that, we're going to need a central bone. And actually, we can probably just get away with using... Hold on. Let's go to the center of all of these, actually. That would be much easier. And we're just going to set this to 0. So that will float right in the middle. And that will be our root bone for these fizz bones. Dress, fizz bone, root. And I spoke too soon. Let's turn them back into octahedral. Well, yeah, those guys. And I'm just going to hide the other bones that we're not really using right now. So all of the legs and our wings, they're just kind of in the way. Okay. Take all these guys, click on you last. We're going to parent, keep the offset. Oh, and our ads are about to play in 1 minute. Again, for anybody who's new or not familiar, our ads will play for 3 minutes once every hour so we can get the rest of that hour uninterrupted. Now, the real question is, how in depth do I want this to go? 3 bones apiece would be quite a lot. Because that's 24 bones. And that's not even including any of the other fizz bones we've put elsewhere. As a reminder, we can only go up to, I think, 62 before we lose all fizz bones on quest. Well, I guess let's unhide everything and count how many fizz bones we've got going on. All right, so at the moment we are up to 40. And that's not even having divided any of those. So I think we'll try and stick with just maybe 2. That should work. And get a total count up again. All right, that's 43. All right, we've still got plenty to spare if we do it this way, so hopefully that's all we're going to need. Let's go ahead and name them and symmetrize them. Now we can symmetrize them. I don't actually remember if we wanted to do the weight painting before or after symmetrizing, but we'll figure it out. Symmetrize. Look at that. This man is so full of bones. I haven't put anything in his tongue, namely because I don't think we're really ever going to need to see his tongue or do anything with it. I really don't have any interest in turning it into some sort of thirst trap thing that everybody always does on these Hazbin avatars. So I think we're good. I think this is a good rig. And we will find out as we do a little bit more here how well the weight painting is going to work out. But let's go ahead and apply it to our model. We want to do armature deform with empty groups. Hold on, actually. I lied. We're going to steal these fizz bones. And take them out entirely. Ah, so sorry. The allergy season is upon us. All right, so I'm going to try using automatic weights. And this is going to be a little weird. But I'm going to take this armature we made for the dress and this part of the dress, and I'm going to automatically assign it using automatic weights. And this is where Blender is going to look at this situation and say, okay, this is how I think the bones are meant to be weighted. And because of that, we will see how it works. Oof. Let's make these bones a little easier to see through. I was afraid of that. It seems a bit crunchy. Yeah, I was afraid that this was going to happen with the topology the way that it was. And that's on me, because I didn't have the forethought for it. So I can't really say I'm a big fan of how it decided to do these weights. It seems quite stiff. So delete all of these vertex groups. And that didn't work any better, so we're not going to do it that way either. Back to manual. Or rather, maybe we can do the automatic weights and just see if I can blend it out better. Let's try it. Worst thing we can do is mess it up. So everything should be mirrored as we go. Worst thing that could happen here is the underside might get really flubbed up. And if that's the case, then we'll deal with it then. So I don't think any of it should actually be controlled by the up part.
Did you remember to save?
If you become lightheaded
That was a
from
good point. I
thirst,
should save it
feel
quickly.
free to pass out.
I can feel that this headache is wanting to come back. And I'm really hoping it doesn't. We've only reached our halfway mark for our bare minimum today. All right. We are just going to go ahead and blend the fuck out of all of this, I think. Maybe. I can already tell it's not going to want to be cooperative. Oh boy. Yeah, no. I don't think I want to deal with that. So we're going to delete all the groups again. Actually, we'll just undo. And now we'll delete them all. And just start manually weight painting. I think I'm just going to hide this section. Because that's not going to be helpful for the first chunk of this. Truly don't know how this is going to go. But I think I'm going to start by manually assigning the weights here to about half for each one of these bones. We'll blend out from there and hopefully have overlap going on. Not me realizing that Silksong has affected me and that the first robot I'm drawing looks like one of the cogwork dancers. Nothing wrong with taking a little inspiration. Well, that's also not a good look at all. Hui. Also, haven't had any offers on my emo deer yet. Here's hoping that someone takes an interest soon. The hardest part is honest to God exposure. Trying to get it seen. Because every algorithm in the world is built against artists at this point. I really hate the way this is dispersing. I really don't like that it's not going in the middle. Oh dear. God, it's such a big gap for no reason. Also, haven't had any offers. Oh, wait, no, I already read that. I'm so sorry. Ugh, brain fog. I'm definitely hitting a wall today, that's for sure. Just goes to show it doesn't matter how creative you are or how much inspiration you have. Sometimes the world just stops you in your tracks. Oh, wait. Posture check. I'm melting. Not even gonna lie. I wonder if maybe that headache last night was warning me of an endo flare, because now I'm starting to feel full body achy on every single one of my joints, and I don't think I'm getting sick. Oh, but this fatigue is coming in and kicking my ass today. I really wanted to do this. I really want to know what these wings and stuff are going to look like while weight painted. And I'm afraid that my attention span is definitely panning off. Oh dear. No, that's not very good. This is a disaster. I think I might have to get things down to some kind of formula. This may also just be one of those really meticulous, tedious things that I end up doing off stream regardless, just because it's so boring. I kind of have to be actively aware of every little bit that I'm working on, while at the same time maintaining conversation. It's just kind of boring. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that we can get away. Do you think that when you lose your voice, it might be because your voice actor couldn't make it in to record your lines? That would be weird. That's too meta for my brain. I hope my voice actor gets paid well. So I do think that I'm going to have to go in and meticulously apply calculated weights to everything. Which I'm not really wanting to do, but I think that's what I'm going to have to do. What did you think of the concept I showed in the art channel? Oh, shoot, I forgot to go look. Ooh. I'm a sucker for anything with leggies like that. I really like that neck, though. Characters with long, thick necks. A+ design. I'm thinking I'm going to take a break from this part, because this is just going to be a very tedious, long-winded section. So we'll just turn that all off. Go back to our body. I want to play with these wings a little bit. So what we're going to do is we are going to steal the bones in the wings. And then we're going to steal the wings themselves. And like we were going to try and do before, we are going to attempt to assign the wings to this armature with automatic weights and see what it does. And let's go ahead and turn off the mirror modifier, just because that's not doing us any favors right now. Do with a little bit of blending in this section, but otherwise that is looking exactly how I was hoping. That's a bit janky. I don't like how segmented it is, but with a little bit of blending, we should be able to fix it. Same here. What I would really like to try with these Don't Panic. That's one of my favorite Coldplay songs. Is that really a Coldplay song? I think we do want that side to also follow this. But otherwise, this is actually really close to what we were hoping for. Big chickum. Ain't that Adam from Hazbin Hotel? It is! The grammar level went from 100 down to solid 0. Yep, this is our boy Adam. We are working on rigging everything. We just did the automatic weights for this first attempt at a wing rig. I mostly want to see whether or not I can get it to go down into his, like, his usual pose mode. Where he, like, has him rested against his body. They're not quite wanting to tuck in. Which means I might have to do a little bit of extra editing to this kind of a toggle. Oh, there we go. Hold on. I got something working out here. Definitely going to have to play around with the shape of it for this part. Because the way it's folding is kind of not the greatest. Specifically with this one. That might be the only one that we really have to fuck with. Of course, it doesn't help that his lower half of the dress thing is all fucked up too. Where did that armature go? You. There we go. I guess I shouldn't really have them be connected, huh? That might be the bulk of the issue. Honestly, not too bad. Given that that was just the base auto weights. I'll probably create an animation that folds his wings down to his side like this, and then replace it with a still version where the actual shapes have been fixed up. Hold on, let me go look at a picture of him with his wings tucked in just to see how close we are. Looks like he kind of has them more forward, actually. Okay, hold on. Let's see how that works. Got a really stupid idea for Adam. And what might that have been? Can reach into his chest and pull out a rib. Oh no, I should have made him a plate of ribs. I didn't even think about that. Okay. That seems a lot closer to how he keeps them poised. At least from, like, just glancing at it anyway. Although this needs a little bit more weight to it. If you were to join one fictional family, which fictional family would it be? What's a healthy fictional family? Like, all of my fandoms, no one's got healthy families. The Addams family. I don't know, they're built different. I don't think I could put up with nearly as much of the stuff that they do to each other. don't know why I'm being so meticulous about this. I guess because I just kind of feel like I can't do much else. Hello, Spooka. How's your day going? I've just been playing around with the auto weights on Adam's wings, trying to see if we can get everything to line up the way that we want for when it's folded. And I do actually really like the way that's sitting. It looks very natural. So far, so good. I haven't been awake long enough for anything bad to happen yet. Now that's a positive outlook. Ugh, fuck. We got about 1 more hour before we've reached our minimum quota. I was really hoping I could go a lot longer today. Now, I was told that to save that pose as a shape key, just so I can use that as a reference later on. But that's essentially what a toggle would look like for him being able to tuck his wings in. Of course, it doesn't toggle very well since this is, again, a shape key and not an actual movement of the bones. Weh! Hello, Silverwing Harmony. All right, let's go ahead and turn that other wing on. And we can see what that looks like with both wings. He really is just a big chickum. All right. Let's go back to our base armature. And let's just kind of do a little bit of manual weights. Actually, let's set these bones to sticks. Hmm. Okay, buddy. Why are you being a problem? We are in pose mode. Okay. Can we do some weight painting? I would love to be able to do some weight painting. Oh, that's why, because you're not actually assigned to the armature. Gotcha. All right, so the reason I wanted a double bone on this halo is so that this bone can be affected by gravity and everything and moving around in different angles, while this bone will be able to stay perpetually upright because of how I've set up the fizz bone. So it'll just wobble around and act more like it's floating. Frag, I broke my girlfriend? Oh no. Also, our ads are about to play. Not gonna lie, much as I really want to keep doing this, I think maybe I ought to switch over and do like an idle game or something for the last hour here, because I'm crashing out. I am a tired, tired bird. Either that, or I'd just call it an hour early, but do I really want to do that? Because the worst part about all of this is the only thing I think I'd end up doing is taking a nap. Hmm. I'm going to blame this on doing art yesterday. Because we did do a whole lot. But I truly am exhausted, and this fatigue is hitting me like a truck. So we've got about a minute left of the ads, and I think after that, we might just go ahead and raid out. We'll be back again on Sunday. Hopefully. I'm pretty sure we are scheduled to be doing Deltarune. Of course, I shouldn't be doing all of this wrap-up stuff right now. Come back from 5 more of those ads to Deltarune. Wait, so why did the eyebrows not come with? What? Oh, now they do. That was weird. What? That's not how that works. You should be connected to here. You're not, that's why. Okay. There we go. So he can finally look around now. Just watched an ad with a man standing on some plastic thing and showing how plastic, or how strong said plastic thing was, but I have no idea what they were trying to sell me. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, I think I'm just crashing out a little bit too hard. The lack of sleep and the looming threat of this headache trying so hard to come back, I think is just kind of my sign that I shouldn't push for it. This will probably be one of the shortest streams I've ever had. Part of me sitting here like I should keep going, and then the other part of me is like, I'm dying, I should take a nap. I feel bad because I wanted to work on this today. There's definitely a chunk of my brain that is just like vibrating angrily because it was so excited and was looking forward to doing this today. Ah, well. I guess worst case scenario, I can always work on it after stream, just on my own time. Yeah. I'm gonna be forgiving to myself. So that being said, I think I know the perfect candidate for us to raid out to. I do apologize for how short of a stream this has been. Any other time we would try to go for a couple more hours, at least 3, but it has been a long week, and my bones hurt because I am an old bird. All right. I guess I should wrap things up then with our usual spiel, which would be we have our Deltarune stream on Sunday, That should be joined by Inkbleeder himself, along with Rosie. She will also be joining us for it. And then we have our usual scheduled streams next week. For our 2D Tuesday, we'll be working more on either my Fizzarali avatar or an avatar that I started making for Rosie. On Wednesday, we will probably be playing either Repo or Peak or both. Just depends on who is around, who is available. And then 3D Thursday, we'll once again be working on either Adam or the Butt Witch / Alistair that we started yesterday. You see the offline message I left you? Feel free to pass that link to Rosie also. Okay, thank you so much, Satani. I did see that before I went live today. I just, like usual, don't have time to respond to a lot of DMs. So we are going to go take a look and say hi to Pyro because this is their debut stream. He is currently playing that one dinosaur game where they all have swords. I don't know the name of it, and unfortunately it's not listed in their stream category right now. But as always, we've got our raid message. You can copy and paste that if you like. You don't have to. Dino Blade? God, what a cool name. The animations for that game are insane. So hopefully you guys will have some fun watching that. If you still are interested in seeing more 3D modeling, I will also hand a shout out over here to Frosty Fiend, who is working on a commission of a new avatar for VRChat. So be sure to go check them out. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys again this Sunday, and I hope you all have a fantastic time otherwise. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here with me today and for the rest of the week. Goodbye.